Abusia yeni komo ewo channel so aha AGH Cortex Avenue na Buffer Stock CEO Mustafa Wahab unia ne lawyer Godfred Odame oye se enka oko akwa client ewo BNI custody but omu awo ne kunsa unia enye asefoto akra na wodi simbi atudwa abra omu ama no kwan ama kwan kohwe client no nyina eni se CCR no ono nso file defamation suit agency just a slim size any BNI for allegedly say omodi sa ensemo atono so sembe na making so obekaya ya chie no airport enra say even though was seeking permission every port or say or call amane akoye ne tutuye nemom okon na counter abande ne sa atoso no we say scale wom nyina akokwi the same just a slim size ejina sa semusi so ediche but Godfred Odame said na counter nimrem CSC yemowram na yehwe sema enkane aban lawyer panyino etufia AG Cortex App
Stock company Hanan Abdul Wahab are filing an application to compel the Bureau of National Investigations BNI to produce him. Now, over 24 hours after his arrest, Hanan Abdul Wahab was arrested Saturday night at the Accra International Airport while preparing to fly to the UK. The reason for his arrest, according to Deputy Attorney General Justice Thrě, who announced the arrest on his Facebook page, is because Hanan attempted to empty one of his frozen bank accounts on Thursday. Now, this allegation has been rejected by lawyer for the Buffer Stock CEO, former Buffer Stock CEO Godfred, who threatened to cite the AG, his deputy, and the BNI board for contempt.
Because in the first place, there has been no attempt by Hanan Abdul Wahab to withdraw any money from any account of his. Secondly, no account of his is frozen in the Republic of Ghana. I mean, thirdly, a court of law has given an order, essentially giving him permission to travel as a duration for medical purposes. And the Attorney General is aware of it. The Attorney General was actually in court. The Deputy Attorney General was in court. He argued. After hearing the argument, the trial judge granted the order permitting him to travel. If the Attorney General is dissatisfied by the grant of the order for him to travel, they should have filed an appeal against the order. So there is no basis at all for his arrest. It's just an act of impunity. And now I can understand that the Attorney General is actually behind all the violations of human rights in the country. Yes, he himself owned up to it. And in owning up to it, he lied, clearly. The statement on Facebook by the Deputy Attorney General was a complete lie. Now, is that the Attorney General himself, who clearly issued an order for his arrest, is in contempt of court. And I'm going to file contempt of court proceedings against Dr. Ayini as well as Stemsai personally, as the Director General of BNI.
Oh, but that's not all. Godfred Odame, in an interview with journalists at the BNI office on Saturday, said that he had been denied access to his client since his arrest.
The opportunity to see our clients at all. Indeed, we were told flatly that they don't allow lawyers to see their clients on weekends. And that's quite perplexing. I'm surprised. If a person is arrested, see on Friday night or Saturday, he will be in without access to counsel. I mean, that's the republic in which we live now. And indeed, he's been picked up for no reason. As far as someone said, just been banded off into custody for no reason whatsoever. He's been given the right to leave the country, to travel to the country for a few days by a court of competent jurisdiction. The Deputy Attorney General himself was in court and argued, and this colleague of mine argued that day. And if indeed he had any objection to the order granted, he only had to appeal. But he had to resort to this surreptitious means of preventing from traveling. I think that this is totally unwarranted and unnecessary. There's no order of any court of competent jurisdiction preventing from accessing his account. The only order that they had was procured over a year ago before the discontinuance of the earlier prosecution. And we have a court ruling, a ruling of the High Court Adenta about 3 weeks ago to the effect that that order has lapsed, and that if the Attorney General indeed desires to come for a fresh freezing order, he has to apply to the court. He has not done so. There is no order of any court preventing him from accessing his funds. Be that as it may, he has not accessed any funds at all. He should produce to the public, to the whole Ghanaian Republic, for us to see the manner in which he claims Hanan attempted to withdraw any money from the account.
Well, he didn't end there. His lawyers, we are learning, are filing a habeas corpus, an application to compel the law enforcement agencies to immediately produce him before a judge in court. My colleague Fatal Bayaga joins us live from the court. Fatal, have you cited the application? What more should we know?
I have not seen this particular application, which is seeking to compel the BNI to produce Hanan before a judge here at the Accra High Court. I have not seen the application just yet. I spoke with Godfred Odame about an hour ago, and he told me, he hinted that they were going to do that. I have not seen him in court either, or any of his junior lawyers. But what I can say is that, and the conversation that I had with him, he said they are still, deeply concerned about the whereabouts of their client Abdul Hanan at this particular moment. In fact, he said that they left 3 contacts at the BNI office so that they could contact them in case of any development, because yesterday he was at the BNI office. He wasn't granted the opportunity to have access to his client, and then they left their contacts for the BNI officers to contact them in case of any development. He tells me that the last time I spoke with him, he said he has not received any call or message from the BNI office telling him to come and have access to his client, and that is a very big concern for him at the moment.
Okay, that's clear. So the application for habeas corpus you haven't cited, but the Attorney General earlier has been saying that he'd want to file an application for review of Hanan's travel order. Has he done that? And have you also heard anything about Godfred Dame's contempt suit as well?
The first thing I did when I got to court was to speak with an officer at the AG's office, and basically he told me that they had not, filed this particular review application. And in fact, Godfred Odame also told me that he had not received any notice from the AG's office, in respect to this particular review application. So at the moment, and based on the conversation that I had with this officer at the AG's office, they did not file this particular review application. So for some, in fact, the lawyers for Hanan, they are quite surprised that even though this particular application wasn't filed, the AG went on his Facebook page to say that this morning, today, they were going to be in court for a hearing in regard or in relation to this particular review application. So MFR, basically, what I can tell you is that based on the information that I have gathered here, the AG hasn't filed this particular review application just yet. Right.
So both the AG, both Hanan's lawyers, they haven't done any processes as far as we're concerned in court yet. Let's move away from that then. The Accra High Court, Fatal, had directed the Attorney General and lawyers for Chairman Wontumi to return to court July 27 to update the court on the progress of ongoing plea negotiation in that particular 30 million Ghana cedi alleged Exim Bank fraud case. The court had initially granted the parties 2 weeks to engage in negotiations. The prosecution, however, led by the Senior State Attorney General Joshua Saki, informed the court that discussions remain at the preliminary stage and consequently prayed for an adjournment. Is that the case still as we speak?
MFR, in relation to this particular case, when the prosecution, told the court that, they were still, negotiating with Wuntumi's lawyers, and then they will need more time in order to continue with the discussion, the judge, Halima Abdul Alawal Bassett, then asked Wuntumi's lawyers, led by Andy Apiakubi, that, are you aware of what the AG is saying? And then he confirmed to the court that yes, he's aware, and that the conversation is still ongoing. Then immediately after that, the prosecution proposed that they come back on the 20th of July to update the court on the progress of this particular application. Wuntumi's lawyer, Andy Apiakubi, said that he will be traveling by then. They suggested 24th. He said he wouldn't be around again, and then the the court eventually settled on the 27th of July that they will come back to the court to update the court on the progress of this high-profile case.
Okay, well, Fatal, thank you for bringing us update from the court. Away from the court, frustration is boiling over in Amasaman, Obeyeye, in the Ga West municipality, as residents issue the government a one-week ultimatum to begin work on a deteriorating road or face another demonstration and a possible road blockade. The demonstrators say the poor condition of the road has made movements difficult for motorists and pedestrians while disrupting businesses and access to healthcare and other essential services. And my colleague Ramat Bashiru was there earlier and as well interacted with some of the residents.
I've gathered here this morning to protest the bad state of the road in this community. They tell me that years of neglect of this particular road have made this road nearly impassable, affecting transportation, businesses, and access to other essential services. Let me engage them to hear from them. What's your problem this morning?
Because of your portos MP was here to abandon a breze. I don't know yes, from my kind of blow to Amasama is very short distance. It's about 10 minutes drive. But due to the bad road, when going to work, you get late. You understand? So the road needs to be fixed. Our roads need to be fixed. Fix our road for us, please.
For how long have you been facing this challenge?
More than 5 years. For the past 5 governments, didn't do it. NDC governments who has come, they are not doing it for us. So we are not happy. We are not happy. And transportation has been increased by the truck drivers. Because we have to pay 6 cities. From here to Amasama is 6 cities. But right now we pay 10 cities. That is too much for us. So the road has to be fixed.
This road, when it started, almost last year, I wrote a petition to the Amasama police and then copied to the MCE. What he told me is that this road has been given to a contractor called Markoma, the one who is doing Amasama road. So I told him that he should call the contractor to come and make the road motorable for us, because the assembly cannot take another money and come and reshape the road. But the contractor who have been assigned the contract to, he have to make the road motorable for us. So the assembly have to call the contractor.
And so how is this particular road affecting your daily activities here as residents?
Daily, when you wake up early in the morning, you want to go to Accra, you will stand on the road without getting a car because of the road. So you will be late. Every blessed day you will be late in school and work. And school students also the same thing.
You couldn't go to school because of the protest. Why?
Because of the road. Sometimes when you sit in the car, it will take like 3 hours or 4 hours before you go and reach at Amasaman. Before you reach at Amasaman, the road is also condemned. So for that, I have to walk to Fisi. You see, this all kind of thing. It will make you lose your lesson. Sometimes they take out some of our marks.
Because you are late to school.
Yeah.
Let's go to the Ashanti region. The Bosomchi district of the Ashanti region is initiating moves to declare the entire Bosomchi district a security zone and a no-go area for mining. Now, District Chief Executive Abdullahi Hamid says plans are far advanced to write officially to the Minerals Commission and agencies block the area for mining licenses. Today, he led members of the security agencies to assess the extent of damage caused by illegal mining. Together with national security operatives, they indicated that a declaration of the entire district as a security zone is a major step to protect Lake Bosomchi and other vital biodiversity areas. Erastus Asari Donko joins us with more on this. Erastus, good afternoon. Thank you for joining us on the news. Well, declaring the entire district, am I confused? Is Bosomchi district just a mining area? Are there not other things that happen? Paint a picture of how the declaration will look like for the entire district.
So I would say that Lake Bosomchi forms the crux of tourism attractions within the Bosomchi area. And it also serves as livelihood for quite a number of people within the communities that surround the lake itself. And it provides a lot of farming activities for fertile soil for the people who live around it. But the mining itself, which is not being done sustainably, is what threatens all of this. Okay. And that is why the DCE today went to the site where they were having the illegal mining very close to the lake to assess the extent of damage. And after touring the area, he observed that it poses a serious risk to the lake, and he thinks that to protect the lake and other biodiversity areas, then the whole enclave, the Bosomtwe area, should be declared a no-go zone for mining.
Well, Erastus, you've followed illegal mining for years, reporting stories beyond, above, and around it. This declaration, do you frankly think that it will solve the problem in that particular enclave?
The declaration is one thing, enforcement is another. And currently, when you look at the Bosomtwe district itself, it lacks a lot of, things that will be able to help them enforce this particular law, unless the national security comes in with a full force to be able to enforce this particular directive. If they do not do that, because I'm looking at a police service that has only one vehicle, and that vehicle is as rickety as ever. To be able to patrol the environs of the lake itself is a problem. And so, yes, one thing declaring a security zone, and another thing enforcing that security zone to make sure nobody breaches it.
So for people who live in that area and its environs, explain to them what security zone means and a no-go area means, really.
Well, for the people who live around that area, there are about 7 communities around the lake. What is happening right now, which is a big threat to the lake, is the one that is going on at Beposo, which is some inches away from the valley of the lake itself. And so for the people...
we ain't some who team course or channels. I mean, and also, I said, so why didn't get to be a domain?